Amazon is planning to boost its capital expenditures to over $100 billion this year as it continues to spend big on AI. Now, Amazon's comments bringing the total amount of projected spend between four big tech names to over $300 billion for this current year. And this comes after DeepSeek rattled the market with its low-cost AI model, making some of those out there skeptical of big tech's sky-high AI spend. Joining us now, we want to bring in Faisal Hoque. He is author of Transcend, Unlocking Humanity in the Age of AI. And Faisal, it's great to have you here on set with me. So walk me through just your reaction to some of that big tech spend. I think very much that was the question about whether or not that was the right move. We had the commentary from CEOs doubling down, very positive about the developments of DeepSeek. What do you think?
Look, I mean, you have to look at the larger tech companies' business model, right? So the larger tech companies' business models are enterprise. It's not necessarily just consumer. When you look at tech like DeepSeek and the things that are coming out in the market, the enterprises are not going to adopt those kind of technology, and there's whole kind of sort of risk associated with it. So I'm not surprised at all that Amazon or Microsoft or any other big tech are spending more money to gear up their infrastructure and their models so that that can be utilized in a secure environment in enterprise setting.
Does it change the narrative surrounding U.S. as a leader within AI and maybe what that could potentially look like?
No, it doesn't. I mean, I think that, you know, there's also a lot of misinformation about what DeepSeek is and isn't, right? So when you look at AI, there's a couple of fundamental things that we all have to think about. One is that this technology is going to be very pervasive, right? So responsible innovation and responsible utilization is first and foremost, right? That's one. Second is that who's going to use it? Is it that consumer? Is it that enterprise? Because, you know, there's platform vendors, there's application vendor, and there's the businesses, right? So, and then the last, but not the least, is the consumer usage, right, of AI. So from that context, I think we are, when I'm saying we, the U.S. is way ahead of that kind of secure, commercialized utilization versus a new app that just got launched by a foreign country, which we should not be using anyway.
Yeah, well, exactly, and that's kind of what I want to bring up, and maybe to that point, the national security concerns, and the story that was in the Journal earlier this week that there's a potential look into whether or not it should be allowed on government devices. How do you see that conversation playing out?
Look, I work for DoD as an advisor and a contractor with my partner CSEI. I wouldn't touch it because, you know, you've seen this ongoing conversation about TikTok and collection of data, mining our population. AI is even much more pervasive than a social media platform. So from my perspective, when I put my national security and geopolitical lens, I would not use it in any of my devices. So
it sounds like an even bigger national security threat than what TikTok is.
Absolutely, because it's it's data mining, data collection. It's a whole much more involved, and it's much easier to manipulate population with AI than you would do with social media.
Well, Faisal Hoque, we wish you had more time. Thank you so much for taking the time to join
me
this morning. And congratulations on the book, Transcend.
Thank you so much.
Wealth coming up next.